Sorry guys about the last video. This is the Royal Legacy, i.e. Royal Scorpia. As I was watching my video that I uploaded onto YouTube for y'all to look at, I was grimacing and I was embarrassing myself. I usually redo my videos 10 or 15 times before I'm happy or satisfied with it. So, anyway, long story short, I'm when I rewatched it, I didn't like it, so I'm redoing it. I do tend to ramble on uselessly and carry the video on for many minutes, so I'm trying to keep it brief and to the point. Your number one, your airship is your number one weapon. All right, that's where most of your stats come. That's where most of your stats are. All right, so you need to keep up with it, and you need to know which abilities you need to upgrade and focus on. All right. Number two, your assault side is the damage that you give to the enemy. Number three, your guardian. The guardian side is the damage that is reducing the damage your enemy gives you. All right. So think of it as it says, assault. Think of it as a sword. You're damaging your opponent, right? You're hurting him with the sword. And your guardian side is your shield, deflecting the damage that your opponent's sword is trying to inflict on you. All right. So there are four major components for the assault side that you need to focus on. Like literally, only four. Distance devastation 2, cavalry cannons 1, cavalry cannons 3, distance devastation 3. All right. I know not everyone has the same amount of assault components, and there are two different ways of upgrading them. There's the way of taking the first one, right? It doesn't matter which one, and just upgrading it till you can't upgrade it anymore, then moving on to the next one. But for those who don't have that many assault components, I advise you to do the second method. Start with one, upgrade it once, all right? Then upgrade this one once, and you keep going in circles with the four abilities until you can't upgrade them anymore, all right? Now, the march capacity is not the number one priority because it's easier and you're able to upgrade it more. As you can see, the requirements for upgrading the march capacity at my level is much lower than upgrading the other four abilities. See, I can't, even if I had the components, right? Even if I had the right amount of components to upgrade this one again, my airship has to be level 43. All right. So worry about your march capacity after you can't upgrade these four anymore. All right. Now, the other three different types of abilities that you just need to totally ignore and not even worry about for right now. All the ones with the little Batman symbol looking thing, that's for an event called Kingdom Threat. Don't worry about it. All right. So don't worry about this one either. And definitely every time you see a cannon logo or symbol or a cannonball, do not waste any time, resources, or money on upgrading any of it, because you do not use cannons to attack. All right. I'm trying to show you the simplest, most efficient way to do one-on-one. All right, whether it's defending or attacking. Cannons, A, slow you down if you put it in a march, and B, they don't do anything. Yes, they're supposed to destroy the traps, but I have played this for a long time, and there has never been a player who had so many traps that I had to use cannons. All right, do not use cannons. Do not, just ignore them. All right. So the four major parts that you do need to focus on are, again, cavalry cannons 1. All right. Distance devastations 2, cavalry cannons 1, cavalry cannons 3, distance devastation 3. Once you have those upgraded as much as you can, again, once you have them upgraded and you can't upgrade them anymore, then you go to your march capacity and upgrade it till you can't upgrade that anymore. Now, even if you have extra assault components, and and if you have extra assault components after that, but cannot upgrade any of the four anymore, right? Or your march capacity, just leave them. Don't, yes, if you upgrade all the other ones, 2 or 3 or 4 times, yes, you do have a bigger number for power, but this is useless. Plus, you have to when you're every time you upgrade your airship, like once I upgrade my airship to 43, I can upgrade this ability again, right? If I have the right amount of components, but I won't have enough components if I upgrade all these other ones that are useless and you don't use. Yeah, you might think, well, then you can just reset all of them and then, right? And then just do it that way. But as you can see, unless you have uh, the airship reset ability, you have to spend 1,000 gold to redo it. So basically, focus on these 4, then focus on the march, and that's it. Wait until you can upgrade. Once you upgrade your airship to the next level, like once I get it to level 43, then I go back and then try to upgrade these 4 again, right? Then, after I can't upgrade that again, I go to march capacity. Try to upgrade that again. All right, so those are the only 5 you need to focus on. But these 4 are number 1. All right. Again, damage in this game is key. If you don't have damage, you'll never win. You'll never hurt your opponent, and no offense, you'll always be trash. Right? If I don't do it, I'll always be trash. All right. So that's for the assault side. Okay. Now, yeah, I'll just go to assign abilities. All right. So, nope, sorry. Just stick to this screen first. All right. So, you've upgraded these 5 as much as you can. And now you have to. Now for Guardian. All right. Remember, this is a side that reduces the damage your enemy gives to you. All right. And there's only 2 abilities you need to focus on. These 2 right here: Infantry Cover 2 and Infantry Cover 1. For like the assault side, if you don't just hand them out one by one. All right, and just keep going, until you can't upgrade those 2 anymore. All right. Then, once you have those 2 on the Guardian side, upgrade as much as you can. And you have all the assault side, upgrade as much as you can. Then you go to assign abilities. All right. Let me take these off real quick so it's not so confusing. Sorry. Come on. All right. So now you've upgraded, right? This is like you've completed the first step. This is the second step. You need to assign these abilities that you just upgraded in order for them to take effect. So even though you upgraded your march capacity, and to level 22 or whatever, if you don't assign it, it doesn't count. It doesn't take effect. All right. So you need to assign each of your abilities. All right. So to start out, all right, you assign that one. Sorry, assign that one, that one, that one. So it doesn't really matter which order for right now. Okay, I'm literally just putting these up. Just putting up the ones that we just upgraded. All right. So I understand that some of you only have 2, 4, 6 slots, and not all of you have 7. I'll get to that in a minute. So these literally, okay. These 6, or sorry, the 2, 4, 6, 7. These 7 abilities are the only abilities that every player, if you notice all your battle reports and those who know how to play, every single player that you've come across has only these. Just these. All right. Now, there's actually one more ability that goes with it. All right. But I haven't unlocked it. Right. And usually the battle treatment would be my 8th ability that I focus on. All right. So, but for right now, these 7, all right, throughout your entire time while you play the game, you need to focus on these. All right. You'll be using these. All right. And so basically, I guess I'm trying to say, there's no changing abilities. These are the abilities. This is the answer. All right. This is like the answer. I'm giving you the answer of which abilities do I need to put on. Well, these are it. All right. these are the abilities that throughout your whole gaming, GOG career, I guess, you need to focus on. All right, GOG's Guns of Glory. All right. So, some of you only have 6 slots instead of 7, right? Well, here's a nifty little trick that, I learned from Gun Muse. You remove one of, okay, so you have 6, right? And you're like, well, should I put more damage? Should I focus, should I use damage, or should I use just march capacity? Like, should I use more troops, or should I use a smaller amount of troops but stronger because they're all damage stats, right? What I'm trying to say is this: you have 6 slots. However, you can use 7 abilities in one march. All right, this is how you do it. You remove one of your abilities, damage stats, right? And you put your march capacity up. All right. Then you choose target. Find me a little castle I can just. Sorry. You choose a target. Oh, here we go. All right. So here's my target. I click attack. Now look right next to your guards, right? See the airship power, and underneath are all the abilities that you have assigned and upgraded, right? And that last one, the march capacity, right? So I don't have that many troops, I know, but you use the march capacity. You fix your formation however you need to, right? You pick your guards up, as your. All right, so you basically have everything set to send the march to a target. All right, you click march. Now, before your march hits, or before your march lands on your target, before it gets here and attacks, you need to quickly get back in your castle, go to your airship abilities, click on assign abilities, remove the march capacity, and place your damage stat on there so that you have used, well, you've used 7 abilities even though you had 6 slots. So use march capacity with your other stats so that you can use that buff, right, of more troops in the march. And then you go back in and you replace it with that stat, right? So that's only if you don't have enough slots. All right, if you have less than 6, they're all important, so I can't really tell you which ones to put on, but I will suggest that you have these 2 Guardian ones upgraded first, and you have them assigned. Like, no matter how many slots you have, make sure those 2 are assigned. All right, so I know I was confusing myself with that. I was trying to show you that you're able to use 7 abilities even if you have 6 slots. All right, so 2, 4, 5, and I'm missing. Sorry. All right, so remove one of your abilities. Click on your march capacity. Assign that. Right. Choose your target. Click march. Go back to your airship abilities, assign abilities, remove the march capacity, and replace it with that so that you're able to still use all those damage stats. Remember, besides this right here, and this is for more advanced players, well, this is for when you get to level 45 airship, all right? So you don't need to worry about this until you have that last slot open. All right, so what I want to leave you with is this. These stats, these abilities right here, are the core foundation to your gaming career to this game. Like, these are the only abilities you should use ever when you're attacking or defending. All right. Now, when you're defending, your defense should look very like it should be almost like an exact replica of your attack. All right. Except for you don't need march capacity for defense because your troops are inside your castle. Like you don't need to use it. So instead, you could, if you wanted to, put some other ability on. All right. Forget what I have on in my other castle, but the strategy that I use, I attack, and I'm better at attacking than defending. But if you're wanting a defense plan, and you're trying to figure out, well, I have one more slot, and well, march capacity won't do me any good. Uh, what other ability should I focus on? The answer is probably it probably is this one, because once you get to a certain level, and I forget what level it is, you get a second ability. Hold on, let me show you right here. See where it says level 18 underneath? It says distance versus infantry damage plus 52%. I think once you get to level 23, or 26. I think it's 23. Underneath, you will see another ability that they gave you. So for this one, where is it? No, I'm sorry. It was actually supposed to be this one, not the yellow one, with the cannon. This one, once you get to like level 23, you get, I think, infantry health. So instead of upgrading just one stat, damage stat, you're upgrading another stat with it. Kind of confusing, and we don't really reach that till at least C26 or C30. I don't remember which one. So, not trying to confuse you, but for attack and defense, they should be very similar. All right. Not talking about gathering or beast. I could care less about those two, because for me, the game is all about strategy and damage. I know that, oh, I need to gather, I need to do, let me just start off with this. I never gather, and yet I don't spend money on resources. All right? But that's another topic. That's another video for another topic. All right? So I'm not going to go down that trail. Basically, these stats right here. That's it. That's the answer. Upgrade. Upgrade, 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 upgrade. Leave that to be last. All right? Now, enhancement. You're probably like, well, how do you, how do you enhance? Well, for me, this is how I do it. And I'm literally going to tell you how I do it. I make sure that these two, because I believe they're the most important, I make sure they have 2 stars each before I even put 1 star. Start handing out stars to these 4, right? So, can I reset? No, I cannot. All right. I would reset and show you, but so basically, imagine this one has 2 stars, and this one has 2 stars, and I have more stars to hand out, right? Well, then I want to, like evening out your ability stats. You want to even out your stars, basically. So these 2 get special treatment. They get 2 each from me, and then the assault one, stars they each get 1, right? Then I go back to the guardian. These 2 get another one, just 1 more. So now this is sounds confusing, but basically I make sure that these 2 right here have at least 1 more star than these 4 other damage stats. All right. Again, same thing with the capacity, march capacity. That should have the least stars. A lot of players hurry to give that, like, that should be your last 5-star ability. All right. Some players, you see march capacity has the most stars, right? But for me, you don't want to give up damage stats for capacity. All right. So for me, these 2 are most important, so I focus on them more. All right. And I keep repeating myself, but I don't really know how else to explain that. Also, I always keep my airship at hostile. All right. All right. Change class. There's some requirements. The assault components needed. It tells you in order for it to be active. So always make sure that's on hostile. Increases the attack, defense, and health of all troops with your airship. And if you look down, actually right here, kind of see it's highlighted slightly. Gives you that info, right? So first step, upgrading these 4, then upgrading the march capacity. Then you upgrade these 2. Once you can't upgrade any more of those 7 total on this screen, you click to assign abilities. Then you go to assign abilities and put them up. Like, just I double click on them, but you can click, you click once and click assign, and it does it for you. Doesn't matter. Just make sure that they're assigned. Now, oh, and last thing, attack and defense are the same. Should be very similar. For defense, can't really tell you that's the answer, but for me personally, I put this one on there, but I don't upgrade it because there's no need to. I don't use anything with cannons until I'm able to get it to at least level 23. And it's more, there's a lot of other things that go into it that I'm not going to get into right now, but basically I leave that at 1. Right? It looks weird, but that's how it is. Now, there actually is a specific sequence you need to put your abilities. Right? So there is actually an order that you need to put them in. So let me remove them and tell you why. Actually, I'm going to make another video. Actually, the next video will be on the embedded parts, because that's actually a little bit more complicated. I'm not trying to make this an hour-long video. Sorry. So these stats, this is the answer key. You want an answer? Well, this is an answer for everybody. All right. You got questions, let me know. For those who don't know how to hide your equipment, you need to do so because your equipment is another major stat giver. And if your equipment is showing, your gemstones are showing, which combined, basically your airship with its components and your equipment with the gemstones, they make up, I would say, about 85% of all your stats. Okay, maybe 75. Yeah, about 85. So basically, they're able to read. It's kind of hard here. Let's see if one of y'all has it, and I'll show you why it's important to hide your equipment. All right. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just trying to show you guys why. All right. Basically, you're giving info to the enemy. Right. They kind of have an idea of what you have on. What your abilities are based off of your equipment, right? And see, like, I'm not picking on this guy, but look, his equipment is showing. All right, I can literally just click on it and see. Well, okay, those are his, his stats. And he doesn't have any gemstones. Oh, okay. See, like, look at all this information. All these. The less your enemy knows about you, the better. However, in saying that, your stats should always be changing. So, anyway. I personally feel naked if I show it, if I have my equipment on display, and it's just like that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's like when someone has their equipment on display and they don't know, like for example, Red Dot and I are good friends. Well, anyway, yeah, we are good friends. He was explaining to me that a lot of people in this kingdom have their equipment displayed, and he calls y'all noobs, and it's not bad because you don't know any better. I didn't know any better when I first started. Don't display your equipment. It gives too much information to the enemy. All right, so that's a longer version of a video than I wanted to, because I'm sure y'all won't watch all of this. But anyway, to hide your equipment, you go to your avatar, top left-hand corner. You go to the bottom left-hand corner for settings. Then you click on game settings, and see right here, equipment display on. Now people can see my equipment. Turn it off. Oh, just keep that off. All right. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you're still confused, let me know. I'll make a better video. But also, I want to show you what when I talk about what line is, right? The app line. It's a line that most every alliance, really any strategy game like this, most major alliances, actually every serious alliance has some sort of outside communication, so that if you don't get a notification that, hey, we're being attacked, well, we'll notify you through line. All right, and let me just show you what right here, store whatever. You literally type in LINE, and there it is right there. Boom. You open it, follow the instructions. If you do get it, please add me. Royal Scorpia right here. Can't. Royal Scorpia, no spaces, and all lowercase. All right. Add me. Ask me any questions. If you're able to screen record your question and explain it that way, that's fine. I actually think it's a good idea if we